My beloved child, come closer and listen with your heart, not with fear, not with doubt, not with the aching questions that have kept you awake at night. I see the weight you carry. I know the confusion that tightens your chest when you think about him. When you wonder why love feels so near yet so unreachable. I know the silent tears you have cried, the prayers you whispered when no one else could hear. I have heard every one of them. Not a single breath of longing has escaped me. He loves you. I know that truth even when it hurts to admit it. I see it in the way his heart leans toward you, in the way his spirit recognizes yours. Love is not always loud. Sometimes it trembles. Sometimes it hides behind hesitation and fear. He feels it deeply, more deeply than he allows himself to confess. But love, when mixed with fear, can become paralyzed. And that is where you stand now, caught between what he feels and what he is afraid to do. You wonder why love is not enough. You ask me why, if he truly cares, he cannot walk away from her. You replay every conversation, every sign, every moment that felt like a promise. You question yourself, wondering if you are asking for too much, if your heart is somehow wrong for wanting clarity and truth. My child, hear me clearly. Your desire for honesty, for wholeness, for a love that chooses you openly, is not a flaw. It is a reflection of how I created you. He is afraid not because you are lacking, not because your love is too small, but because ending something requires courage he has not yet found. Fear keeps him tethered to familiarity. Fear whispers that change will cost him more than staying. Fear tells him that hurting someone else will make him the villain, even if staying is slowly breaking you. Fear is powerful, and when a heart listens to fear instead of truth, it delays obedience to love. But do not confuse his fear with your worth. His inability to act is not a measure of how valuable you are. You are not a secret because you are unimportant. You are hidden because he is conflicted. You are not chosen halfway because you are incomplete. You are held at a distance because he does not yet know how to be brave. If these words are speaking directly to your heart and you feel the truth settling inside you right now, pause, breathe, and type Amen 773 to acknowledge what your spirit already knows. I see how this waiting has tested you. I see how hope rises one day and collapses the next. I see how you try to be understanding, patient, compassionate, even when your own heart is starving. You tell yourself that love waits, that love endures, that love sacrifices. And you are right. But love does not erase truth. And love does not ask you to disappear. You were never meant to live in uncertainty. I did not design your heart to survive on crumbs of affection or borrowed moments of attention. I created you for fullness, for peace, for a love that stands in the light and says, "This is mine, and I am not afraid." Anything less will eventually wound you, no matter how sincere it begins. He loves you, but fear is louder than his love right now. And fear, when allowed to lead, will always choose comfort over calling, familiarity over destiny. That is why I ask you not to anchor your future to his current inability. I know that hurts to hear. I know your heart wants assurance, a timeline, a promise that this story will resolve the way you hope. But my love for you is greater than your attachment to a possible outcome. I am not punishing you through this waiting. I am protecting you. I am teaching you the difference between being desired and being chosen. Desire can exist in secret. Choice stands in truth. Desire feels intoxicating. Choice feels secure. You deserve more than stolen moments and whispered affection. You deserve a love that is not afraid of consequences, not afraid of clarity, not afraid to stand alone if necessary. Do not shrink yourself to make his fear more comfortable. Do not silence your needs to avoid appearing demanding. Your voice matters to me. Your boundaries matter to me. Love that costs you your peace is not the love I want for you to live in forever. I know you worry that letting go will mean losing him completely. You fear that stepping back will erase the connection you feel so deeply. But my child, what is truly meant for you will not be destroyed by truth. If his love is strong enough, it will rise when fear is confronted. If it is not, then I will not allow you to remain bound to something that cannot carry the weight of your future. I am asking you to trust me more than the timing of his decisions. I am asking you to believe that I can see beyond what you feel right now. I know the ending even when you are still standing in the middle. I know what the season is shaping in you: strength, discernment, self-respect, and a deeper understanding of what real love looks like. You are not here to convince someone to choose you. You are here to be chosen freely. You are not here to compete with fear, guilt, or obligation. You are here to be loved without conditions that diminish you. Remember who you are. You are mine first. Before anyone else ever noticed you, I saw you. Before any human love stirred your heart, I loved you completely. Do not rush to fix what is not yours to fix. His relationship, his decisions, his courage, these are his responsibilities, not yours. Your responsibility is to guard your heart, to stay aligned with truth, to remain open without abandoning yourself. Waiting does not mean suffering endlessly. If you are ready to release fear and choose the peace I am offering you now, come in 9:28 and trust what I am unfolding next for you. Patience does not mean tolerating confusion forever. There may come a moment when he realizes what fear has caused him. There may come a moment when clarity finally breaks through. Or there may come a moment when you realize that love should not require you to stand in shadows. Either way, I will be with you. I will not leave you in loss. I will not abandon you to disappointment. If you feel tired, rest in me. If you feel unsure, lean into my wisdom. If you feel tempted to chase answers from him that only I can give, pause and listen to my voice instead. I speak gently, but I speak truth. And my truth always leads you toward life, not confusion. You are not wrong for loving him. Love is never wasted. But love must be guided by wisdom to become a blessing instead of a burden. Let me lead you. Let me show you what you cannot see yet. Let me hold your heart steady while the world around you feels unstable. I am working even when you feel still. I am preparing you for a love that does not hesitate, for a future that does not require secrecy, for a peace that does not depend on someone else's fear. Trust me with the timing. Trust me with the outcome. Trust me with your heart, my precious one. Stay with me a little longer. There is more your heart needs to hear, more truth I want to place gently into the spaces that still ache. I know when you say next part, it is not just words you are asking for. It is reassurance. It is direction. It is hope that does not deceive you. I am not silent about your situation. I am present in it. You keep wondering how long fear can rule a heart that claims to love. You ask yourself if patience will eventually be rewarded, or if it will slowly turn into regret. I see that question forming even before you speak it, and I want you to understand this deeply. Patience is powerful when it is anchored in truth. But patience becomes painful when it is chained to uncertainty without boundaries. I never asked you to endure confusion endlessly in the name of love. There is a difference between waiting with me and waiting alone. Waiting with me brings peace even when answers are delayed. Waiting alone drains you, leaves you restless, makes you doubt your worth. If your waiting is filled with anxiety, second-guessing, and silent suffering, then it is time to bring that waiting back into my presence. I do not want you surviving on hope alone. I want you sustained by truth. You see his struggle, and because your heart is tender, you empathize with it. You excuse his silence, his delays, his inability to choose. You tell yourself he just needs time, just needs clarity, just needs courage. But my child, compassion does not mean self-abandonment. Understanding someone's fear does not require you to carry the consequences of it. I want you to ask yourself something gently, without judgment. Is this love drawing you closer to the peace I give, or pulling you further into confusion? Love that aligns with me may still be challenging, but it will never consistently steal your sense of self. It will not keep you guessing where you stand. It will not require you to read between the lines to feel valued. You are afraid too. Afraid that if you step back, everything will collapse. Afraid that setting boundaries will push him away forever. Afraid that choosing yourself might look like giving up on love. But choosing yourself is not giving up. It is honoring the life I placed within you. It is trusting that I can rebuild what falls apart when truth is introduced. Hear me clearly now. You do not lose love by standing in truth. You only lose illusions. If something cannot survive honesty, clarity, and respect, then it was never meant to be the foundation of your future. I know that sounds hard, but it is also freeing. I am not trying to take something from you. I am trying to keep you from shrinking to fit into something incomplete. I am teaching you discernment in this season. I am sharpening your ability to recognize what feels good versus what is good for you. Emotional connection can be powerful, intoxicating even, but emotional connection without commitment will eventually leave you empty. I do not want you to build your future on potential while your presence slowly erodes. You may not see it yet, but this season is revealing your strength. Even in your tears, you are growing. Even in your questions, you are becoming wiser. You are learning that love must be mutual, brave, and willing to face consequences. You are learning that you cannot rescue someone from fear by sacrificing your own peace. Do not rush yourself to decide everything. I am not demanding sudden endings or dramatic actions. I am inviting you into clarity. I am asking you to listen to the quiet discomfort you have been feeling. That discomfort is not weakness. It is wisdom trying to speak. Sit with me. Let me guide you step by step. If he is meant to walk toward you, he will have to walk through his fear, not around it. And that is something only he can choose. You cannot love him into courage. You cannot weight him into readiness. All you can do is remain rooted in truth, and let your life reflect the value I placed on you. I am not distant from your heartbreak. I am close to it. If you are ready to release what is draining you and choose the peace that protects your soul, comment Amen 615 and let me carry the rest. I collect your tears. I understand your longing, but I also see the future I am leading you toward. And it is not one where you are hidden, unsure, or half-held. It is one where love meets you openly, confidently, and without fear. Trust me when I say this. Nothing you release for the sake of truth will leave you empty-handed. I am a God who restores, who replaces uncertainty with peace, who turns endings into beginnings that make sense later, even if they hurt now. Beloved, breathe for a moment, and let my presence settle around your heart. I know each word touches places that are tender, places you try not to press too hard during the day. I am gentle with you because I know how much you have already carried. You have been strong longer than you realize. You keep asking me silently, what if I let go and nothing better comes? That question is born from fear, not from truth. Fear tells you scarcity is your future, that love like this may never return, that starting over will cost you more than staying. But I am not a God of scarcity. I am not limited by timing, people, or missed chances. What I have prepared for you does not depend on you holding on to something that is hurting you. You have mistaken intensity for destiny. The depth of emotion, the pull you feel, the way your souls seem to recognize each other. These things are real, but they are not the full measure of a future. A future requires stability. It requires willingness. It requires two people who are free to choose each other without fear standing between them. Chemistry can spark quickly, but commitment reveals character over time. I see how you wait for signs, small gestures, caring words, moments of closeness that make you feel seen again. And when those moments come, hope rises, and you tell yourself, see, this is real. If this truth is settling into your spirit right now and your heart feels both heavy and relieved, pause, breathe, and type Amen 684 to release what you have been holding alone. But then silence returns. Distance follows. Confusion settles back in. This cycle is exhausting your spirit, even when you try to stay positive. I do not want you addicted to inconsistency. Love should not feel like withdrawal one day and relief the next. Peace does not come in waves that crash and disappear. The peace I give is steady, grounding, and life-giving. If your heart feels constantly unsettled, it is because something is out of alignment. You are not meant to compete with someone else's history, obligations, or fear of consequences. You were never created to be an option someone hesitates over. You are a choice, intentional and honored. When someone truly chooses you, You will feel it in your spirit. There will be no need to analyze every word or interpret every pause. I know part of you hopes he will wake up suddenly, that clarity will strike him, that he will finally be brave enough to step into truth. And yes, miracles happen, hearts do change. But I do not want you living suspended between hope and disappointment while waiting for someone else's transformation. Your life is precious now, not someday. Listen closely. Loving someone does not mean waiting indefinitely for them to become available. Love without boundaries slowly turns into self-betrayal. And I love you too much to watch you abandon yourself in the name of patience. You are learning that silence can be an answer. Delay can be a decision. Fear that never confronts itself eventually becomes refusal. This is not meant to harden you. It is meant to awaken you. I am opening your eyes, not to hurt you, but to protect you. There is a strength growing in you that does not depend on his actions. You are beginning to sense it, the quiet resolve, the subtle shift. The moment you realize you deserve clarity even if it costs you something emotionally. That strength is from me. I am preparing you to stand firmly in love without losing yourself. You are not alone in this process. I am walking beside you as you learn to trust yourself again. As you learn to listen to what your spirit has been whispering for a long time. Do not rush. Do not panic. Just stay honest with me and with yourself. What is meant for you will not require you to live in fear of losing it. What is meant for you will meet you in truth, not secrecy. And what I am leading you toward will feel like rest, not constant emotional effort. My dear one, let me speak into the quiet space that follows your reading, the space where your heart nods in recognition even while it aches. I know that after every word there is a pause inside you, a moment where truth settles and stirs both comfort and sorrow. That is okay. Growth often feels like that, gentle and painful at the same time. There is something important I want you to understand. Now you are not waiting because you are weak. You are waiting because you have loved deeply, sincerely, and without pretending. That kind of love is rare, and I honor it. But even the purest love must be met with responsibility on the other side. Love cannot thrive where courage is absent. You have been carrying hope like a fragile glass vessel, protecting it from every disappointment, every delay, every unanswered promise. You tell yourself that if you are careful enough, patient enough, quiet enough, it will not break. But hope was never meant to be carried alone. It was meant to rest in me, not in the unpredictable decisions of another human heart. I see how often you replay memories, moments when his eyes softened, when his voice revealed more than his words, when you felt chosen, even if only for a moment. Those memories feel sacred to you, and you fear letting them go means admitting they were meaningless. If you are ready now to place that hope back into my hands and choose peace over fear, come in 9:51 and let me lead you forward gently. They were not meaningless. They were real experiences, real emotions. But a moment of connection is not the same as a commitment to a future. You are beginning to sense this truth even when you resist it. That gentle discomfort you feel is not me pulling love away from you. It is me pulling illusion away, so love can be seen clearly. I do not want you to build your life on almost, maybe, or one day. I want you to build it on yes, now, and I choose you without fear. I know you sometimes wonder if you were asking for too much, if your expectations are unrealistic, if real love always feels this hard. Let me tell you something tender and true. Love can be challenging, but it should not consistently make you feel small, uncertain, or secondary. When love is right, it strengthens you. It does not quietly erode your confidence. You have been strong in silence, but silence is not always strength. Sometimes it is a sign that your heart has been trying to protect itself from disappointment. I am giving you permission now to stop minimizing your pain, to stop telling yourself it is not that bad, to stop pretending you are fine when you are tired of waiting for clarity. I am not asking you to close your heart. I am asking you to stop leaving it unguarded in a place where it keeps getting wounded. There is a difference. You can remain loving without remaining stuck. You can stay kind without staying confused. You can trust me without tying your peace to someone else's fear. What you feel is not foolish, but what you do next must be wise. Wisdom does not rush, but it also does not ignore reality. Wisdom listens when peace keeps leaving the room. Wisdom recognizes patterns, not just promises. And wisdom knows when it is time to step back and let truth speak louder than hope. You are not losing love by choosing yourself. You are aligning with the love I have always wanted you to experience. One that is mutual, courageous, and free. The kind of love that does not hide you or hesitate over you. The kind that sees your value and is not afraid to honor it openly. I am holding your future carefully even now. I am guiding you gently, not forcing you, not shaming you, not rushing you. I am simply inviting you to trust that I know what I am doing. Even when letting go feels like standing on unfamiliar ground, my beloved child. Let me bring this to a place of rest now. Not an ending filled with loss, but a closing filled with truth and peace. I know your heart has traveled far through these words. I know you feel both lighter and heavier at the same time. That is what happens when honesty meets love. Nothing is wrong with you for feeling this way. I want you to know something deeply. Something you must carry with you after you stop reading. You are not behind. You have not missed your moment. You have not loved wrongly. Everything you have felt has taught you more about your capacity to love, your need for truth, and your longing for safety. None of it has been wasted. He loves you. But love that cannot act is love that cannot lead. And I am a God who leads my children into life, not into endless waiting rooms of uncertainty. I will never shame him through you, and I will never harden your heart against him. But I also will not ask you to build your future on someone else's fear. You have been learning how to release control without closing your heart. You have been learning how to trust me even when answers do not come wrapped the way you hoped. This is sacred work happening inside you. Quiet work, deep work. The kind that prepares you for a love that will not make you doubt your place. If there comes a day when he finds the courage to step fully into truth, you will recognize it immediately. There will be no confusion, no hesitation, no secrecy. Until that day, you are not required to pause your becoming. Your life does not go on hold while someone else decides who they want to be. I am asking you now to place this entire situation into my hands, not as a dramatic goodbye, not as a forced decision, but as an act of trust. Release the pressure you have placed on yourself to figure everything out. Release the fear that you must hold on tightly or lose everything. What is meant for you will not slip through honest hands. Choose peace daily, even when it feels unfamiliar. Choose clarity, even when it feels lonely at first. Choose yourself, not out of pride, but out of respect for the life I placed within you. When you do, you are not walking away from love. You are walking toward the kind of love that reflects mine. You are safe with me. You are guided. You are not alone in this moment or the next one. I am not finished with your story. I am not finished healing your heart. And I am certainly not finished surprising you with goodness that makes sense only later. Just now, let your heart be still. I am holding what you cannot, and I will lead you where fear cannot follow. If you are ready to seal this peace and walk forward without fear, comment in 804 and trust what comes next.